Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to begin this lesson by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Rakha Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations goes to the elect throughout the four corners of the globe, pushing this word out in sincerity and in truth. This is the brother Amawan, come from the Great Millstone camp in Trinidad. I just wanna I just want to say this real quick, alright? The scripture says we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, and this is another precept here too. Book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 3 and verse 2 says, and that we may be delivered from unreasonable. The word unreasonable comes from the Greek word atopos, out of place, not befitting, unbecoming, improper, wicked, unrighteous, inconvenient, harmful, and the most unreasonable. It's unreasonable Jakes, Israelites. The most unreasonable man on the earth is Esau. And wicked men, for all men have not faith. Because why? Faith is a gift. We get a precept there. Really get a precept, yes. Look at Ephesians chapter 2 and verse 8. It says, for by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of the Most High. Alright? And faith is the fundamental. It's a fundamental thing. And as we just read, not all men have that. That is a gift. See what faith does do? Faith does make you lose all for the gain in Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai. A truly faithful man would lose all, pay life out there for the Lord. That is what these brothers on this side in Great Millstone, that is what we're trying to accomplish. Alright, we're trying to lose it all for our King. Because Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai is the King. That is our King. We serve him. So you had this Jake, Kanye West, Salakia, or whatever you Salakia, I call them that. Maybe they might take off this video because of that, but I go into the Holy Spirit. The other night I did a lesson for about almost 45 minutes. 44 minutes and 18 seconds to be exact. 18 seconds or 48 seconds? 18 seconds. The whole video was, because I did it on another device now. The entire video was not, you didn't get no audio in the whole video. That video was going into a lot. But nevertheless, we keep moving, you know. But this Jake was the name that I just mentioned. A lot of controversy going on with him right now, but is he actually doing the things necessary for salvation? Alright, no. Alright, a lot of mixed views. Only Jake, when saying he's set up, when saying I believe he's set up. Because you don't do them things just like that. The man saying he not set up. I will admit when I saw it from first, I say, whoa. Because one time you mentioned these small hats, you're treading on dangerous territory. I like dangerous territory. Alright. And we will talk about the small hats here today. Because the small hats are anti-faith. The small hats in the spirit of Antiochus Epiphanes. All of them in that same spirit, all of them in that same mind. So we'll touch on them today. When I say the small hats, I know you know who I'm talking about, bro. We can't even mention them. If I understand what I'm saying. So that's why I was like, whoa, we can't even mention the small hats on YouTube platform anymore because they just cancel your videos one time, they just delete it. Like, be real. Look how long we had to be calling them small hats. Look how long we say a different name for them. You might say you say different names for them, I won't call it out. Look how long. We mentioning them by that because the algorithm waiting on anybody to say the J's. The juice. I would say the juice. I ain't gonna say the small hats, I would say the juice. I'm saying juice. Right? The juice wanted to get the juice, which is the max. It's them who wanted to give everybody the juice. The juice. Anyways, you talk about them here today. But they not about faith. No, they want you to believe in them. Going back to the Red Shield. Alright? The Red Shield, which is a group, a small arts. And another thing, the forming of the ADL, alright? The ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, was formed when? Let me get that. Let's get that. Who are we, ADL? Let me see. ADL. Who are we? The ADL is the leading anti-hate organization in the world, founded in 1913. Now, if you're smart, right? Why was it founded in 1913? What major event also took place in 1913? Oh, I know. The Federal Reserve was formed in 1913. Oh, who formed the Federal Reserve? Who formed the Federal Reserve? In late September 1913, this was established. And what this is about? Don't Defame is an international Jewish non-governmental organization based in the United States. And another thing, what is Ye doing? I keep mentioning them, so that will make them increase the looking out for people mentioning them. It have a downside. I was say I believe he set up. Based in the United States, specializing in civil rights laws. Right, so don't defame them, and why not to defame them? Because they got their teeth sunk into what's this? It was founded in September, right? Federal Reserve. The only information on YouTube. So me know what the hell all they vexing for. I mean, it's on Google. There we go. The Federal Reserve Act was passed by the 63rd United States Congress, signed into law by President Woodrow Wilson on December 23, 1913. The law created the Federal Reserve System, the central banking system of the United States. Right? But what when it was introduced into the House? What when it was introduced into the House, right? Legislative history. So the mighty passed into law in December and the ADL was formed in September. But this topic was already on the books already. Legislative history introduced in the House as H.R. 7837 by Carter Glass, TVA on August the 29th, 1913. Committee consideration by House Banking, Senate Banking. Passed the House on September the 18th, 1913. Passed the Senate on December the 18th, 1913. Reported by the Joint Conference Committee December the 22nd, signed into law December the 23rd, 1913. Now, let me see when they had the meeting. They had a meeting where on Jekyll Island. The meeting at Jekyll Island. November the 20th, 1910. A secret gathering at the secluded island off the coast of Georgia in 1910 laid the foundations for the Federal Reserve System. So 3 years prior. Alright? 3 years prior. And you see this man here, Paul Warburg. They work for the Red Shield. All of them here work for the Red Shield. But mainly Paul Warburg. He's a name. He worked for the Red Shield. And they got it signed into law in December. But also in 1913, what was also passed? The ADL, anti-Warburg, all of them was small acts. The ADL, Anti-Defamation League. So here what? Before we do this, nobody used to defame me. Let me look for the meaning of the word defame. Because you had different media houses that could have published things on them. Only small acts. Because they feel that they did that for Jakes. They didn't do that for Jakes, bro. They did that for themselves. They don't want nobody to talk about them. They want to do the wickedness and be safe in the wickedness. Damage the good reputation of someone, slander or libel. Right? So they say they have a good reputation. So they don't want nobody to slander their reputation. And the reason why philanthropists are the word. Philanthropists are the word. Right? They call themselves philanthropists. the family philanthropy, Rothschild's archive. You see, many members of the Rothschild family have established philanthropic trusts with a variety of aims. The Rothschilds' long-standing commitment to philanthropy dates back to the 19th century. Hey, no, because don't defame them, because when you look at the things that they did back in history is only good. What a philanthropist do? A philanthropist is a person who donates time, money, and experience, skills, or talent to help create a better world. Yeah? But a key thing that happened right after this founding of the Federal Reserve is what? World War One. And who behind all these wars? Because this is a personal thing with them, you know. This is a personal thing with them, you know. These small hats is nothing. It's personal. It's a fight between Jacob and Esau at the end of the day. That is all it is. It boils down to that. The scriptures tell you that. The hand of man is betwixt the heel and the hand. Other questions is just asked down on. Second is just chapter 6 and verse 11. Scriptures tell you that. It's a personal. They have a personal with Jacob. But the Anti-Defamation League don't defame their character. Because they tried prior to that twice to get banks in the US and was successful to a point. But certain charters didn't renew and their banks had to close. First Bank of the United States, Second Bank of the United States. The Fed is the third bank of the United States called by another name. And they got that, and when they got that, what's this? And somebody go say, all you're talking sharpness. What's this, right? When was the dollar, US dollar bill created? Not this dollar bill, you idiot. Not by Abraham Lincoln. Not that dollar bill. The modern dollar bill. With nouveau euro cyclone. Oh shit. Nouveau euro cyclone. Right. We see what it's stating here. Nouveau euro cyclone, New Order of the Ages, is the second of two mottos added by the Secretary of the Congress of the Confederation, Charles Thomson, on the reverse of the backside of the Great Seal of the United States. The first motto is Annuit Coeptis. Right? When that was, they didn't say any time. The phrase is in reference to the fourth eclogue of Virgil, which contains a passage boom boom boom. Okay, give me the date. Select here. Yeah, so Salak, yeah, there I was looking up. The way this whole and with Coeptes, but that goes way back. That goes way back though. Right, that goes way back. I thought the elites, the Red Shield, is who came up with that design. But that goes way back. But they put it on the dollar bill when they got through when they get through with the Fed, they put it on the dollar bill. But I the seal of the United States. Look at right here. Classical Latin. The Great Seal on the reverse side of the Great Seal of the United States. See? On the Great Seal. Which this in itself is witchcraft and sorcery. And that shows that we in Egypt. But the elites took that and put it on they put it on their, they call it, on their dollar bill. They took that design and placed it on their dollar bill. Alright? And what that means, Novus Ordo Seclorum, and with, let me see. So you see in here, but in the back of it, and with Coeptes, Novus Ordo Seclorum, right? Sorcery and witchcraft. And what that means, and with Coeptes, our enterprise will be crowned with success. And Novus Ordo Seclorum, New Order of the Ages, basically New World Order. Anything to do with money, the Red Shield, as the saying goes, money is the god of this world, and the Red Shield is the prophet. So they had a say in this money thing, and there's no coincidence. At the same time that they got that Fed, because that is the power. That is their power. Their power is money, and by money they could rule the world. There's no coincidence that they got the Fed, and they know the Fed was going to be signed into law. They formed the Anti-Defamation League. Meaning, because back then, when they had the first and the second banks, people used to talk about them, people used to bash them, media houses didn't like them. But seeing that they solidify themselves into law in 1913 by President Woodrow Wilson, which was a puppet of theirs, well, at that time now, you can't say nothing about us. Because if you do, we have a league that is for us. So anybody speaks anything ill about the small hats, we could persecute you in some way. Same year, the same exact year that they got the Fed to pass into law, that same year, you can tell me that is a coincidence, that could never be a coincidence. That is not a coincidence. The next year, World War One began. And it lasted for 5 years. Until the founding of the Balfour Declaration. Let me get a precept here real quick. The 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. I'll show you something here real quick. As I say, Google are all the answers, right? Got it right here. Encyclopedia Britannica, Rothschild family, European family. So you get the point. Starting out in Frankfurt, banking house, Meyer and his sons became international bankers, establishing branches in London, Paris, Vienna, and Naples. Naples is in Italy, Vienna is in Austria, Frankfurt is in Germany, London is London, Paris, London is England, Paris is France. Right? Just watch this, right? Remember them countries: Germany, England, France, Austria, Italy. Is this right? Watching this, watch this. United States came in years after. Watch this. Not the causes. Watch this. World War One. I don't want to know all that. Not that. World War One, also known as the Great War, began in 1914 after the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria, Vienna. They had a banking house where? In Vienna. His mother catapulted into a war across Europe that lasted until 1918, really 4 years, I said 5 earlier. During the conflict, Germany, Austria-Hungary, Bulgaria, and the Ottoman Empire. Now look at it. Germany, Austria-Hungary, two banking houses by the Red Shield. They get Bulgaria because it's war. So if me and you good, right? Eventually, I going into war. Yo, come and fight for me. So they got Bulgaria, they got the Ottoman Empire, and fought against Great Britain, right? Watch it there. France, Russia, Italy. They was the main ones. The main ones was Great Britain, France, Russia, and Italy. Well, really, it was really Great Britain, France, and Italy. Russia came in and they left. They left the war because during the war, and this is what the Red Shield, this is a reason why, a part of the reason why the Red Shield used this war. During that war, when Russia was helping the fight with Great Britain and France and Italy, the Red Shield went into Russia and killed, I can't remember who they killed, I think they led a rebellion there, the Bolsheviks, and they murdered the Tsar, I believe it's Alexander if I'm mistaken. They murdered him and they started to, they took all the riches because he was very wealthy. So they got Russia on their side and went and destroyed the country. So Russia had to leave the war and go and deal with that rebellion going on in that land. But look at it. Great Britain, France, and Italy. Then Romania joining, Canada joining, Japan joining, and the United States joining the Allied powers. You see what I said? They had a hand, the Red Shield had a hand in this war. Because it's their country, the countries are their banking houses over. So they put in all these different countries, but the main players in this war was Germany, Austria, Hungary against England, France, and Italy. And that is the same places that they set up their banking houses in the 1700s. And the phone, as Apostle Lagabada said, the phone had to chime in on that. So the war was their war. And they got what they wanted out of the war. Power, money, a Balfour Declaration, and as I say, power. Right? They got what they wanted out of the war. This is a personal thing with these elites. This thing personal. It's a personal thing with these small hats. So they have, when you do the history on these small hats, they were chased out of virtually nearly every country. People didn't know them around them. But this thing personal. This is going straight back to Jacob and Esau. And see, we see her. Alright, we see her. We know what you're about. We know what these elites are about. That is what they're about. That is what they are about. They are about that kind of mentality. But we could see straight through it. Alright, they ain't hiding. Scripture says, surely in vain the net is spread in the sight of any bird. These elites, they set up that war. They funded that war. They had enough money to fund Germany to build them up to become the greatest weaponry, the greatest, to develop the greatest, more superior technology where weaponry is concerned. They funded Great Britain, they funded France, they funded Italy, because they had banking houses right here. They got Russia to join, and they went and spoiled Russia whilst the war was going on. Russia had to leave. They got the United States into the war to fight for England. Yeah. If they wanted the United States to join the war to fight for Germany, they would have told them to do that. And you can't say anything about them because they have an Anti-Defamation League, which is Anti-Defamation League stemming all up to today. And it's amping up. All of these different things with hate speech and this and that and the other. It's just that this devil don't want nobody to talk about him because he know in the future. You see, they know in the future men would rise up and speak about what they're doing. They know. Because they study history. They know. There's scholars, there's historians that study history. They know some point in time what they're doing. As history there's always happened. Men does rise up, prophets mainly, and speak about ills that going on in the world by rulers. So before we do anything, we have to set up a league or a committee that anybody in the future that dares to mention us and the things that we did or we doing, we have to persecute them for that. Why is that? Because they are the kings. You can't talk about the king, but they don't call themselves kings. But you can't talk about the king. You could disgrace the king. You could disgrace the king. Like the king, you can't disgrace the king, and that is how their mind functioning. You understand? That is how them thinking. Can't disgrace the king, we's the kings. And they set up a banking house. They set up the Fed. You can't talk about that. They start a war, you can't talk about that. You can't go on a media platform and talk about that because they control the media. They control the media. And without they control the media, you can't talk about them on the media because they will fucking cancel you. And that was going on with my boy. You know, he's singing boy. But could also it could be way deeper that they tell him to say these things for a certain reaction. We just had to watch and see. But these elites is the ones who behind it all. And without a shadow of a doubt, we know this. But the Lord is coming to take them down. First Bank is the money changers in Jerusalem. The World Bank being table. That is what I was doing at the table. Ripping off people. People who come from far, right? They're ripping them off. Charging them extra and all of them kind of thing. Robbing them at the table, and that is what the banks just do here. I don't go into it and apostle a lot, I broke it down and know the proper exact explanation. But I don't read it and whatnot. But I'll read this here first. The book of Luke chapter 10 and verse 18. It says, "And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven." Alright? As lightning. Quickly. Verse 19 says, "Behold, I give you power to tread on serpents and scorpions on a physical level, The Apostle Paul actually got bitten by a serpent and he didn't die. A poisonous serpent too. On the spiritual level, bro, we treading on these serpents. With this information that we have, the Lord told us He will give us a mouth and wisdom. Scorpions, have you see what the word scorpion means? The name of a little animal somewhat resembling a lobster which in warm regions lurk especially in stone walls. It has a poisonous sting in its tail. Something to destroy you. That is these devils, bro. At a spiritual level, bro. Serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. And that is what our Lord Yahweh gave us. So that we could destroy you. Just with we mouth. And if you come to harm us, the Lord will protect us. And we believe that. Because He's a greater king than you. But your ill doings will be brought to your face. Alright? Your ill doings will be definitely mentioned and it will be brought up to you, you devils. You're not going to just get away scot-free. You're not going to just be unpunished. The scripture tell you that in the book of, what is that? Jeremiah 49. And though he that shall altogether go unpunished, thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely what? Drink of it. Jeremiah 49 and 12. It says, for thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. You devils not going to be unpunished. You are going to be punished to the full extent of the law. The full extent of the law. Because they did crimes. But you want everybody to remember you for philanthropy. Don't defame you for your crimes. Don't speak about the crimes that you did. Nah, don't do me that. Remember me as a philanthropist, the good that I do for society. You never did nothing good for society. Where the scriptures tell you that. We get that 13:23. Jeremiah 13 verse 23 says, can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leopard his spots? Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil. So you see, you can't do good, you can't do right. The Lord created you to do evil. The Lord created you to do evil. The Lord, Proverbs 16 and 4, the Lord had made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. Verse 5 says, everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Though hand join in hand, the wicked, he shall not be unpunished. Though hand join in hand, meaning what? You have a lot of Israelites on your side. The easy English version, which all these different versions were created by Westcott and Fort, right? Westcott and Fort. And these men were atheists. They didn't believe in the Bible. They believed more in Darwin's theory. They didn't believe King Solomon was real. They didn't believe in nothing like that. So that is why we stick to the King James Version. But in some of these different translations, sometimes it does give a different view. But you had to know the truth. and pick the meats off the bones, because Westcott and Fort could possibly have been set up, bought and paid for. What is this? I know say Proverbs 16:5. The really first four. It says the Lord has created everything for his purpose, and the purpose of the bad people is death. No, I know what it means. See, the Lord has created everything for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. Verse 5 says, some people think that they are great. The Lord hates them and he will punish them always. See? You see what the BBE say? The Lord has made everything for his purpose, even the sinner for the day of evil. Everyone who has pride in his heart is disgusting to the Lord. He will certainly not go free from punishment. Although he that shall altogether go unpunished, as we just read. So you devils ain't going and get away. We know where it did. We know where it did. Where it did is not hid. The scriptures talk about the sin of Judah. Same thing with your sin. Okay, here. Somewhere right here. Let me see. Yeah, look at that, Jeremiah 17:1. You see, the sin of Judah is written with a pen of iron and with the point of a diamond. It is graven upon the table of their heart and upon the horns of their altars. And I the same thing with the sinner Esau. It's engraved. Alright? You see what is English here with that? All the people of Judah is full of sin. It is deep in every part of their bodies. And that's the same thing with Esau. Scripture tells Esau, thy bones are full of the sin of thy youth. It is like something that someone has written with a pen of iron, and they use their altars to sin against me. See what the BBE say. Sin of Judah is recorded with a pen of iron, and with the sharp point of a jewel it is cut into their heart of stone. The ISV. It embedded within them, just like sin of Judah embedded in them, sin of Esau embedded in them. So that, but we know these devils. We know these small acts. We know they rule. I went through the history and show you, they do it. They created the wars, funded it. They're doing it. And they've been, and they're still doing it. So that's why you're not supposed to speak about them, but we'll talk about Olia still the same way. Because Olia is not the real ones. We are the real ones. So that I'll give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham, Racha Kodash. Hopefully been edified. Until the next time, I say shalom to the elect camp. Stay strong. We almost out of Babylon. Shalom.